Fuel drawn from the tank flows to the OEM-supplied pre-filter. This filter is a minimum 10-micron filter with a water and fuel sensor. Fuel leaves the pre-filter and flows to the inlet of the ECM cooling plate. The lift pump is controlled by the ECM and runs for approximately 30 seconds whenever the key switch is turned to the run or start position. The output from the electric lift pump ensures that the gear pump is primed so the engine can start quickly. A check valve incorporated into the outlet fitting of the ECM cooling plate ensures that the lift pump output goes to the gear pump and not through the ECM cooling plate. When the gear pump speed reaches sufficient levels, it pulls fuel directly through the ECM cooling plate and the open check valve that is installed in parallel with the electric lift pump. Fuel enters the gear pump, where it is pressurized to a minimum of 10 psi at cranking speed and 70 psi with the engine under load. Before the fuel leaves the gear pump, it passes a pressure regulator valve. When fuel pressure is above 175 psi, it acts against spring tension to open the valve. The fuel is returned to the inlet side of the gear pump. The output from the gear pump flows to the pressure side fuel filter. This filter has a 2-micron rating. Fuel from the filter returns to the actuator housing. An air bleed orifice in the housing allows a small amount of fuel to flow to the drain. Any air in the fuel is pushed through this orifice and prevented from entering the high-pressure pump. This fuel pump actuator controls the amount of fuel metered into the high-pressure pumping chambers. Controlling the fuel flow into the high-pressure pump prevents pressurizing more fuel than is needed. This actuator is a normally open valve. Current is increased to reduce flow to the pump, thus lowering fuel rail pressure.